Hello, storytellers. Welcome back to Storytelling Tarot. This is Jeida K Story, and today we have a very special video and a special reading. Over the last few, I would say, days, I've really been feeling the presence of the ancestral fathers, the fathers, the grandfathers, the uncles, the brothers, those in our bloodline who have passed on to glory, our elevated ancestors, have just been so very loud. And even in sharing with some friends of mine, it feels like this is something that's been happening for a lot of us. And so today I want to dedicate this reading to the ancestral fathers, the menfolk in our bloodline, to hear what they have to say, to hear what wisdom they have to give us, to hear the messages that will go forth. I fear sometimes that we do not give them enough credit, that we do not give them enough of our love and attention. And so this video, if it intrigued you, then I believe that you are among the number of folks who want to hear from our protectors and from the menfolk who are part of the reason why we're here today. So if this is interesting to you, then I invite you to take a deep breath and we're going to choose your message. And today we have 4 chapters to choose from. Chapter 1, Chapter 2, Chapter 3, and Chapter 4. 4 because it is the number of foundations, it's the number of stability, safety, and security. It is also a number that represents family. And so I wanted to do 4 piles, or actually I should say the ancestral fathers asked for me to choose 4 today. So you get to choose between 4 piles. And if more than one pile calls to you, I want you to trust your intuition and lean with that. And so feel free to listen to more than one pile or all of the piles if you feel so called. All right, without further ado, we're going to get into chapter 1. Hello, my chapter 1s. Welcome to your reading. These are your messages from the ancestral fathers, the menfolk in your bloodline and in your lineage. Let's see what the first message they have for you is. Wow, you have the hardworking ancestor. The card says, don't waste your life working for others. Fulfill your dreams, be motivated, and know your worth. And this is such a powerful message to come through because this means that you come from a lineage of, I apologize, y'all. I'm getting a little emotional already. You come from a lineage of menfolk who were not always given the permission to dream. They were not always given the permission to dream and to pursue that was what was calling them. And so your menfolk are coming through strongly to say that you are made for more than working a 9-to-5 job. You are made for more than the rigmarole and the routine, the day in, the day out, the hustle and the bustle. You are made for more than that. They are saying that if you have given up on your dreams, pick them back up again. They're saying that you were not created. You did not come here to work a job. You did not come here to be labor. If you are someone who is Black watching this reading, then your ancestors are coming forward to say, as a descendant of enslaved people, you are not the currency. Historically, yes, our bodies were broken. Our bodies were used as labor because we were the currency. We were the ones that were traded. We were the ones who bore the stripes for you. And so because we were forced into that type of servitude, we don't want that for you. For you, we want you to expand your dreams. For you, we want you to know your worth. Savor the dreams. feed the dreams, and carry our strength to move passionately toward what is calling you. These are your hardworking ancestors coming forward to say, we see what is in you. We put it there, and we want to see you put that toward good use, not to make somebody else rich, but what is going to actually pad your own pockets, what's going to actually further your legacy. There is more for you. Beautiful, beautiful. Let's see what else. What other messages your menfolk have to share? This one's coming out. Let's see what else. Let's get like 3 cards. Oh, this one. This one caught my eye, and this one here. Let's see what else your menfolk have to say. Some general messages from your ancestral fathers. Look at that. The Empress. They're talking about you birthing dreams. All right. We got the Empress, the Page of Swords, and the 6 of Cups. What I'm getting so powerfully is that your menfolk want you to birth the dreams that you have been carrying. They're speaking about this attractive energy that you have. You carry dreams. You do carry visions. And that's why this hardworking ancestor came forward, because they want to see you begin to birth what you have been thinking about, considering, maybe even the things that you journal about that you think nobody else knows, but your ancestors and the menfolk in your family, they know. And they see you as someone who has worthy dreams for all to see. The Page of Swords is coming through strongly as someone who carries power in their voice, carries an important message, carries an important vision that needs to be seen, that needs to be witnessed and out in the world. And what's coming through is that the page, this is like very young energy. And so they're saying, don't allow the fact that you may be a novice or a beginner stop you from moving toward that which is calling toward you. You can do it. You have this attractive energy. So you have it's coming across as like this charisma, this drive that's coming forward. And so use that and allow this to actually, like what I'm hearing is that they're saying that there are connections that you need to make. There are people that you need to see. There are rooms that you need to be in so that you can learn all of the tools. The page is a learner. The page is a learner, and the sword speaks about our mental capacities and our spoken and our communication. It doesn't always have to be spoken word. It can also be written word. And so who are the people that you can be learning from? They're even saying that you can even tap into your own, as my good friend Denicia Brown says, tap into your own ancestral expertise. And so what are the things that you can be learning from your menfolk specifically? And then you have the 6 of Cups. The 6 of Cups speaking about connection. And again, I just said reaching back out to your menfolk. And so they're saying that when I'm thinking about this, there's this nostalgic energy that comes with the 6 of Cups. It calls us to reconnect to our to loving relationships and connections. And so who are the menfolk in your bloodline who you can reach out to, who you can connect with? There may even be living relatives who have certain giftings that would help you wherever you are in life. If you have fond memories of ancestors, grandfathers, uncles, this feels like I feel even emotional again. This feels like you allowing yourself to miss them. Sometimes we get so busy. Sometimes we get so busy in life. Sometimes I feel like sometimes we get very angry because certain people are not in our lives anymore. Certain people have passed on and we feel left behind. But the Six of Cups feels like an invitation for you to call on those ancestors again. Call them by name. Write down good memories that you have with them. Write down the lessons that you learned when they were living. And then expand your mind to consider what they still want to teach you now as you pursue your dreams, as you move forward. What lessons do they have to teach you? And also, what could you possibly teach them is what I'm hearing. So let's look at two things that these spirits want to help you with. This one was calling me. This one, actually, I'm taking both. I want to know what your spirits want to help you with specifically. What are two things you can call on the menfolk in your line to help you with? You have the Devil and the Star. Powerful, powerful. Let me tell you why this is powerful to me, because the Devil speaks about the times and the tendencies when we are stuck in a place longer than we need to be. And so your hardworking ancestor already came through and said that you don't have to be tied to a job. You don't have to be tied to a relationship. You don't have to be tied down to anything that would constrict you and restrict you and keep you further away from your God-given, spirit-given purpose, your dreams. And so they're saying that when you feel tied down, when you feel like, oh, I can't get out of this rut. Oh, I feel like everything is saying no, no, no. I feel like I'm just stuck and I'm not motivated. They're saying, call on us for this. Call on us so we can remind you of who you are. Call on us so we can remind you of your own power, that you can actually free yourself from the hand of the enemy, the obstacle, the self-limiting belief. We have the power to help you pull yourself out. And then the Star. The Star speaks about faith, restoration, being catapulted from a low place and being cast into the sky, an elevated place. So your elevated ancestors are coming forward to say, we will remind you of why you should keep going. It's the faith, it's the evidence of things unseen that we are going to help bring back into view for you. And so your menfolk are saying, baby, listen. We know it's been hard, but we want you to call on us not only when you're stuck, but we're going to help remind you of what is available to you, that you are the star. We're going to remind you that you are the focal point, that you are big and bad because you carry our blood in you. And so sometimes when you get stuck, we want you to know who you are. We want you to be refreshed. We want you to be restored. And when you feel, when that job is breaking you down and you know right now might not be the time for you to jump out and launch your own career or go back to school, when you feeling tired, call on us, because we've been tired too. And we know what that fatigue feels like. We've been tired too. We know what that feels like. They put stripes on our back. They debased us and said that we were nothing more than capital. But baby, we want to show you that you are more than that you were destined for more than that. That's when you call on us, when you need to be reminded that you can get back up. Nothing can hold you down. Beautiful, beautiful messages, beautiful messages. So now I want to ask, what do these beautiful menfolk in your line, my chapter ones, what do they want to see? What do they want from you? What do they want to see in your life? Okay, that was like boom. And I'll get this one too. Let's see. They want to see abundance. Shay, your ancestors want to see abundance and individuality. Oh yeah. They want you to know that your dreams carry your abundance. That's why they don't want you dealing with a dead-end job or a dead-end relationship. There is abundance for you, and that's what they want to see. And they want to see you stand out in the crowd, from the crowd. They want to see you stand out and be their powerful descendant. So this tells me that you came from the type of menfolk that were leaders. They were trusted folks who people look to. It makes sense because you have the star. That's why they want you. That's how you know you can call on them, because you come from stars. And they're saying they want to see you step into your power, that individuality. That's why they want you to be a learner. That's why they want you to not be afraid of stepping out. Because even when you step out as the Page of Swords, as someone who is considered a novice or a beginner, they want you to know that you're destined to be in the sky. You just got to start. They want you to just start. Wow, that's beautiful. And then I want to ask one last question. What is their prayer for you? What are your benevolent, your elevated, your powerful, your badass ancestors, your menfolk? What is their prayer for you? What are they praying? What do they want to see? Let's see. This one. They are praying for your highest good. They are in the ancestral realm praying for your highest good. The prayer says, change me, divine beloved, into one who can let you act through me. I offer myself to you. May I be a conduit for your blessings. Use me for the highest good. So what this is saying, your ancestors are praying for your highest good, and they're also praying that you see yourself as a conduit, that you see yourself as a divine being with a divine purpose. And when you see that, then dead-end jobs and dead-end relationships and dead-end opportunities, like those things will become so obsolete. They won't hold your attention anymore. You will feel the call from the inside of you, from your bloodline, saying, you are a conduit. You are destined for abundance and individuality. So powerful. All right, my chapter ones. I hope that was helpful to you. I wish love, light, and progress to all of your menfolk and your bloodline. May they be elevated. May they be lifted up, and may they continue to support you on your journey. We'll see you next time. All right, my chapter twos, welcome to your reading for messages from your ancestral fathers. Let's see what they have for you. The first message is dance ritual. We go into trance, feel spirit, express ourselves through motion, fast movement, and meditation. What I'm getting from your spirits is it feels like your menfolk were a lot of fun. Like quite literally, they feel like the type that would cut a rug. They feel like someone who would light a room. They feel like someone who just like, I just hear like loud laughter and just like a really good time. I see like menfolk dapping each other up. I see almost like very charming people. And so this makes me feel like you are very charming, that you come from people who were just like very exuberant and just have a lot of power. Also, it feels like you come from movers and shakers, people who were in tune with spirit and also were not afraid of being first, like not afraid of being the first to set a trend, or the first to like volunteer. Like they would be first in line. They wouldn't wait on like other people to raise their hand or go first. Like you come from people who don't mind being the example, who don't mind being a trailblazer. So that says to me a lot about you and what they have to say about you. So if you are someone who maybe you struggle with being perceived, I definitely don't get the feeling that the menfolk who are present for you, that they're shy. Like they don't mind. Like I said, I hear like loud, boisterous laughing and having a really good time. They just feel like really warm spirits. Let's see what advice, general advice messages they have for you. This one's calling me. We're going to get 3 cards. Yeah, that feels good. All right. We have the Ace of Swords, decisiveness, the Star, and the Seven of Swords. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. I love this. I love this. I love this. I love this. All right. So what are they saying to you right now? First of all, as you can see, the table is right now currently dominated by swords. So I told you that your people feel like the type of folks who would go first. They wouldn't wait, and like go getters. And that's really important because it feels like the messages they're saying to you is that you have those same traits, even if you're not acting in them right now. The Ace of Swords speaks about decisiveness. It speaks about truth. It speaks about getting to cutting to the heart of a matter and getting very clear about what is going on. I spoke about too, your people being the type of people who are like very, or if I didn't say it, I'm saying it now, very in tune with spirit. And I love that they came through forward as folks who dancing and movement, but this also feels like people who are just strategic in their thinking. So like the movement sometimes is like it's movement in body, but also like it's because they have the mental clarity and fortitude. And so what it feels like they're saying to you right now is you have this same ability that we do. You are a mover and a shaker, but where do you need to get clear about first? What are the things that you need to understand before you make the move? Was interesting. The Seven of Swords is one of my favorite cards, especially when it comes as like an advice card. Because the Seven of Swords, do you see? I just want you to see this figure. This is someone who, look at their eyes. They're closed because they are intuiting their next move. And that is exactly what I saw in the dance ritual card. The meditation, I'm going to make a move, but I'm going to be thoughtful about it. And we start to see the thoughtfulness in the Ace of Swords. And you see how even this figure in the Seven of Swords, they only have one in their hands that they're holding. What's interesting I'm seeing is, I'm pretty sure there's Seven of Swords that are the focal point, but this character, this is, I love that it's coming through as a male ancestor. They have more swords. So the strategy, there is thoughtfulness, and there is this attunement to spirit in which this person is, I know that I'm about to do something that might feel different, that might feel weird. I might, because, the Seven of Swords speaks about deception. It speaks about like trickery. Why I love this is because there's almost like a seduction and sensuality that I'm sensing from this pile, because dancing, when I think of, those who are, what's the word steroid that I'm thinking about? I think about how dance can be seductive. I think about how we've utilized our bodies at times to be like, I said this before too. Your people feel charming. They feel very like charming. And when I think of charms, I think of the ways in which we can entice people. And the Seven of Swords has a very enticing energy, particularly from this reading, because they are about to make a move. They're about to do something surprising. And they're taking the time to stop and meditate, just like your dance card said, to stop and meditate before they make the move. And they are about to steal and take away what belongs to them. Do you see how there are already swords that they've already taken back? And now they're about to collect the rest of what belongs to them. And so your spirits are saying that you come from a line of, you may actually even come from sex workers. You may come from a line of people who were, gamblers, and people who ran numbers, and you come from people of the streets. And so that makes sense why in my mind, when I first saw the dance ritual card, I saw people having a good time, clinking glasses, laughter, fun. It feels like that type of mood, that type of place, that type of party where people are having a good time, and there's charming things happening. There's enticing things happening. I feel like you come from slicksters. I feel like you come from ancestors who could talk themselves out of situations. That's what the Seven of Swords is getting. Like being able to get themselves out of stuff, to get themselves out of situations that might trip somebody else up, not for you, because you come from charmers and seducers, people who knew how to say, hey baby, what's going on, and like that is a part of they're saying they want you to take that on. So you might be a lover and not a fighter, but they're saying you can actually utilize this. It's interesting. I was speaking to one of my siblings the other day about trickster spirits, and the Seven of Swords definitely has that trickster spirit attached to it. And what I mean by this seduction is like that, it can be used as a way to like trick someone into getting what you want from them. It's a way in which you could, in other words, turn the favor onto yourself so that you can get the things that you want and you need for your survival. And so what's coming forth is your spirits are saying you have this gift. This is also, as my sibling Jaden Butler said, that this theme around the trickster spirits and the strategy and the ways in which we utilize our connection to spirit to get what we want from people who might be oppressing us, from people who may be trying to get one over on us. You actually have this way to get information from spirit to understand where your enemy's weak points are so that you can take advantage for yourself and for your loved ones. And this comes from your spirits. And so what Jaden was pointing out in our conversation was that this is glamour magic. For my hoodoos, for the descendants of enslaved Africans in North America, this is that conjure, this is that glamour work of it being a mirage. And what's interesting about the Seven of Swords is that this person, they look like the type of person, it's amazing because they are very calm, they're standing still, but their eyes are closed, and it's almost as if they have this cloak of invisibility. Come on, High John. This is reminding me of High John, the Conqueror. And I'm imagining how High John would, have this cloak of invisibility that he would put upon enslaved ancestors, and they were able to enjoy their life. They were able to take a breath and a breather, and the oppressors didn't even know. They looked like they were still working to the oppressors, but High John was able to cover them so that they could enjoy fresh water, so that they could have a good time. Again, I keep hearing that boisterous laughing. I hear pleasure and joy, and your spirits are saying, how can you steal away? How can you utilize this? Call on us. I haven't even gotten to that portion of the reading, but call on us to teach you the strategies, to teach you how to get to engage in glamour magic and to engage the trickster spirits and that charm that we have so that you can receive favor, even from people who are trying to use you and oppress you. There's a way that you know how to navigate in these systems as someone who will be undetected. And the whole time you are taking your swords back. Ooh. And then the star speaks about you coming through a difficult time. But look at this baby. This baby is pouring out this water. You have access to all of this water when you utilize the gifts that your spirits have bestowed upon you. You have this in you. I don't know if you even know this or not, but you have this in you. This is a part of your lineage. This is a part of your giftings that have been deposited into you, embedded into you. Your gift of truth and insight that you can see what's really going on. What's also coming up with this dance ritual is that sometimes, the oppressive systems and people who don't mean you well will try to charm you. But because you have these spirits who can see, you can't trick the trickster. And so because you have that in your bloodline, they're saying, listen to what we got to say. Trust what we tell you, because we're going to lead you to still waters that exist. We're going to show you the ways of the enemy so that you can actually steal back the weapons that were stolen, so that you can make sure that your artillery is full. And they won't even know, won't even have detected you. Cloak of invisibility. Much love, much light to High John the Conqueror. We give honor to him because he just pulled up in that reading. All right. So now I want to ask, I feel like we already got the answer, but I'm still going to pull 2 more cards. I want to know specifically, what can you call on these ancestors for? What situation? What is it? What can you call on them for? Ooh, okay. What can you call on them for specifically? What do they want to help you with? Let's see. All right. These 2? All right, so we're going to go with these 2. We got the Knight of Cups and the Hanged Man. What's interesting is that this landscape looks a lot like what we see in the star. It just looks like the other side. So it feels like these spirits are saying that when you come to a stopping point, when what you desire for yourself, because the cup speaks about us, about our desires and our wishes and what we want to pursue. When you get to a stopping point, your spirits are saying, call on us so that we can show you another way around. And that's where the 7 of Swords comes in. There's another way around. Allow us to lead you there. Allow us to show you the way there. And then it's interesting too that they're saying, like, again, it's this stagnant energy. They're about fast movement. They're about, they talk fast, real slick. They know how to get themselves out of a situation. They think on their feet. So they're saying that when you feel like you're in a place of where you're hung up, strung up, where you where you feel stagnant and stuck, they're saying that when you feel like you have to put yourself on the line, when you feel like you're on a limb for somebody else or for a particular cause, they're saying, call on us because we're going to show you a creative way. Look at all these swords. They know they can cut you down from this situation. You ain't got to be here. You ain't got to sacrifice yourself. You ain't got to hang no more. So those are the situations that you can call on them on for specifically. Now, I want to ask as well, what do they want for your life? These ancestors who be wheeling, dealing, and scheming, we love those ancestors. I want to know what they want for your life. What do they see for you? What do they want? Let's see. Oh, there we go. A time out and spiritual partnership. I love it. Why do I love this? Because even though we've been talking about movement and doing things fast, this tells me that they wish for a time where they actually do not have to be active, where they don't have to be thinking on their feet all the time. And so I think that's why the spiritual partnership is here. Because a lot of times when you find yourself in a situation where you got to think fast, you got to be on your feet, a lot of times it can be tiring. And so the time out is about you being able to find a place of rest. And I also believe that this is what the star is talking about. This is also rejuvenation and rest. This is also relaxation, especially after things have been hard. So what they really want for you is for you to be able to be in a place of rest. And the best way that you can do that and guarantee your survival and that you will be well, that you will still see your dreams come true, is when you link up with someone who's spiritually aligned with you. And so they don't want you to just, find somebody who keeps you warm at night. Like, that's good. But they want the partnership to be spiritual. They want this partnership to be aligned. They want the partnership to be someone who is equally yoked, who carries a complementary, it doesn't have to be the same, but a complementary gift to yours. So that when you do feel like, man, I'm tired, I just want to lay down for a minute. I know I've been scheming and I've been keeping the room alive, but I really just want some time to myself. This is them saying you can do that when you find spiritual partnership. So this is what they want. So if there's been someone in your life where you're like, I just really want to partner with them, I'm really thinking about that. Your male ancestors, your menfolk are saying that that's good for you. That this life sometimes causes you to be alone and lonely, and they saying they want you to have good folks around you too. That you can't do it all by yourself. Even the trickster gotta rest sometimes, And so this is what they're saying they want for you. And then I want to close with, what is the prayer they have for you? What prayer do they have? What are they praying in the ancestral realm for you? Let's see. This one. Beauty. It says, I am a spark of divinity. The prayer says, change me, divine beloved, into one who knows without question my own beauty, worthiness, and desirability. Let me remember constantly who I am, love itself in a temporary human form. I told you there was some glamour, aspects of glamour in this group. And like I said, there may be people who actually engaged in that type of work as work. And I also just believe that you just dealt with, like, you had dealt with the pretty girls and the pretty boys. And I'm also getting like there may have been not may have been, we all have queer ancestors and we want to give light and love to them. But there feels like there's just like this, I'm getting a very like powerful feeling of your queer ancestors stepping forward, wanting you to see it, all the ways that they had to be cunning and smart to survive. And that is what is in you. And their prayer for you is that you see yourself as beautiful and worthy, that no matter what it is that you're doing, no matter what it is that you got to do to survive, they want you to see yourself as divine, wholly divine, regardless of your gender expression, regardless of your gender identity, regardless of how you show up in the world. In fact, those are the things that make you beautiful. Those are the very things that make you divine. And so your spirits want you to know that it's beautiful. You are beautiful. All right, my chapter 2s. I hope that was helpful for you. I want to give light, love, and progress to all of your menfolk who came through. Much love to them. May they continue to hold you and protect you as you go about your way. We'll see you next time. All right, my chapter 3s. Welcome to your ancestral messages from the fathers. I hope that this is a helpful reading. Let's get into your first message. We have African mask. We have warded off negative plans and plots against you. You have heavy protection right now, and they want you to know it. It feels like there may be some discouragement from people who, if you chose this group, you may have been feeling discouraged right now and feeling like things are just not going your way. Your menfolk are wanting you to know that they have been taking the hit for you. They want you to know that you are worthy of protection. They want you to know that they are very full aware of all of what's happening in your life, even the details. And they're saying that they have warded it all off. It says plans and plots. So that means even people who have been trying to, who may have done harm to you intentionally or have even had a negative thought toward you, they have been on the case for you. So this really feels like heavy father energy, heavy father, grandfather too, is what I'm getting. Like they are just like coming through for you to say, not on our watch. Let's see what other messages they have for you. My chapter 3s. Going to pull 3 cards just to get some general messages from your menfolk. Let's see what they have to share. We have the Ten of Swords, the Ten of Wands, and the Ace of Swords. All right. Yeah. It's just as I said. You've been feeling defeated, and they know it. You've been feeling overworked mentally and physically. You have the Ten of Swords and the Ten of Wands. They want you to know we see all of the work that you've been putting in. We see you feeling like things just feel insurmountable and impossible. And what they're saying so clearly is, we know that you're tired. Let us give you some of our strength. Let us give you some of our clarity. Let us give you a new perspective. Again, this feels like what I was just saying about them taking the hits for you. It may feel very difficult for you right now, but they're saying very clearly, you have heavy the 10 energy in the 1. And so this is already talking about a lot of beginnings and endings. And so it feels like for this particular group, you all have finished a phase. Like there's like a lot of things wrapping up for you right now. And so it's very tiring. It's been occupying your mind. And it's honestly feels like it's been causing a lot of fear around what's next. And they are saying that we are about to give you fresh insight about what is to come. And you need not fear, because we are all around you. We have warded off negative plans and plots against you. It feels like they are brushing the path, clearing the path for you so that you can move forward without any obstacles, is what I'm hearing. Yeah, because even at the bottom of the deck, you got the Eight of Pentacles. This is about doing that work. This is about that revision. What I like about the Eight of Pentacles is that you see someone who is quietly attending to their work. And why I say revision is because the Eight of Pentacles is doing something over and over. That means that they can review. And so it feels like your spirits are saying, like, focus on your work and we'll focus on ours. Don't allow outside influence and energy distract you. Don't allow them to get you to overthink and just like have to prove yourself. Don't allow anyone to make you feel like your worthiness is tied to your work and how much you put in. It's not true. They're saying you worry about your own work. Let us focus on ours. And right now they're protecting you. They're keeping a lot of what would be negativity. They're actually keeping it from your life. So for some of you, if there are relationships that are ending, I want you to know that's part of your menfolk protecting you. If things have been taken from you, I want you to know that part of that is your protection plan. Part of that is your protection plan. It's your menfolk coming in to say, you're actually a part of distracting our baby, our descendant. You are actually adding more stress to their life. So you actually have to be removed. Heavy protection energy. Let's see now what you can call on your protectors for specifically. I want 2 cards for what you can call on your protection spirits for, like, because you got something big and bad. It's really giving thug, honestly. You got the Five of Swords and the all right, yeah. You got the Five of Swords and you got the Devil. So what this is saying to me, again, your swords are dominating the table. So any kind of strife, any kind of mental things, any kind of run-ins with people, like when you got conflict with people, these are your heavy hitters. I want you to know these, your father spirits, your ancestral fathers, these are heavy hitters. And so they're saying when you come into conflict with people, when anybody tries to make you feel small and like you're not the victor, call on us because we'll pull up for you. Like I said earlier, if you feel like something's been stolen from you, call on your heavy hitters because they're saying that's when you call us. That's when we come in. You ain't got to worry. I got three swords in my hand. I can do I can do the damage that needs to be done. What's interesting about the three swords, I think about the three of swords, and the three of swords speaks about disappointment and heartache and all these things. But the fact that you have like an ancestor here who's holding the three swords, that really feels like, oh yeah, actually I'm the one who inflicts the pain. I'm the one who inflicts the pain on anyone who tries to come against you unjustly, who tries to come against you and do harm to you. I'm the one that's going to inflict the pain. I'm the one. And listen, I am not one to usually say, call on your ancestors to, to hurt others. I don't think that's not what's coming through. But what I'm saying is they are the ones to ensure that it doesn't happen to you, that you are not a victim. So they are getting ahead of it because they're saying like, we ain't nothing to play with. We some bad boys over here. Yeah. And so they're saying because of that, we want you to call on us. So you ain't even got to fight. You ain't even got to fight. We gonna just protect you. We gonna put a fiery wall. I love that this air energy is coming through as orange because it reminds me of fire. And even here we talking about we're gonna come to the devil in a minute, but this fire. So there's this fiery wall of protection around you. So it's not that they are necessarily going after people, but what they're doing is they're stopping people before they can get to you. That's powerful. And so you can also call on them when there is, okay, all right. Ooh, all right. So this is what I just heard. It feels like some of you who picked this group may have been in relationships that were abusive. And because we have the swords here on the table so strongly, it feels like it could have been mental abuse, emotional abuse, but verbal abuse. Someone speaking to you any kind of way, somebody, saying all kinds of manner of like just talking down on you, calling you out of your name, making you feel small. That's why this is here. Ooh. Your ancestors are saying, call on us. They can help get you out. They can help get you out. That is why you're burdened. Because, this feels like they're protecting you from people. They're protecting you from abusive situations. Yeah. Ashe. All right, so let's see what they want for your life. What do these very protective spirits want for you in your life? This one and this one. Let's see. Love. Yeah. Ooh, wow. Effort. Yeah. And it doesn't even feel like they want effort on your part. That effort honestly feels like they want people who will fight for your love the way that they fight for you. It feels like they want people who will see who you are, see your beauty and your splendor and your majesty, and fight for you the way they do. They also want you to stand in the same power. So the effort is also for you. They want you to begin to stand in your own power. You got a lot of fire with the Ten of Wands. So how can you take that fire in your belly that came from your paternal ancestors and or just the menfolk in general from your bloodline? How can you take that fire? Even the effort is in red. How can you take that fire in your belly and spew it out? So people see that you are a dragon and you came from dragons. But I love that even with this fire, we also have love, and love is reflected by blue. It's cool. So they want you to know your power, to use it, to learn from them and to use it. And also they want you to be cooled down and refreshed by love. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. And then last message I want to know what these particular ancestors are praying for you. What are they praying for you? Oh, that one really wanted to come out. Their prayer for your life is against uncertainty. And it says, let me deeply trust. The prayer is, may I live in the now and relax peacefully into the unfolding, knowing all the pieces of the puzzle will fall into place at the right time and not a moment before. And so what I think this is saying is their prayer for you is one, to trust them. Trust them. Know that they got you, and that even though things have been difficult, even though you may have been in unloving situations, work situations, jobs, people, environments, their prayer for you is for you to begin to trust that even though you may have been operating in the fear and anxiety and overexertion, trying to prove yourself for love, that's not the effort they want for you. The effort, they want you to try to trust again. Not only to trust that they are keeping you safe, but also that you can trust your own intuition to keep yourself safe. That you can trust your own knowing from your previous experiences and use that to access this Ace of Swords, which is mental fortitude, mental clarity, is facing the truth, knowing the truth and pursuing it. And they want you to know there's power in that trust. And so when you feel uncertain, know that that's a natural feeling to have. And also know that your ancestors, your big and bad steppers, are nearby when you feel unsure. And they want you to know you can trust yourself. You can trust them. All right, my chapter 3s. I hope that was helpful for you. I wish love, light, and progress to all of your heavy steppers, to your big dogs, to your thug ancestors, because they really got your back. They've been taking the hits for you, and they want you to know that you're safe. You're safe now, and to trust them. Fall into their arms, and they will show you the next aligned steps. All right, my loves, I hope this was helpful, and we'll see you next time. All right, welcome chapter 3 to your reading. These are your ancestral messages from the ancestral fathers or the menfolk in your lineage. Let's see what the first message is that they have for you. We have fertility doll, blessings in many forms, good luck, fertility, and birth. Oh my goodness. So my chapter 4s, I just hear the scripture that says you're blessed in the city, you're blessed in the field, you're blessed when you come and when you go. There are so many good things coming to you, and not just coming to you, but in and around you. I just see you like in like this plush, green, abundant nature, like scenery. I just see you like in this open field. It's giving like open roads and limitless possibilities and opportunities coming to you. And so your lineage just wants you to know, the menfolk in your life want you to know that this is what's coming to you. For some of you, you may even be expanding your family, but there's a lot of expansiveness that's coming to you. Wow. Blessings on blessings on blessings on blessings. All right, so let's see what other messages they have for y'all. What I'm even hearing is some of the men in your family. It feels like this group, y'all might have been like related to the church in some way, because I see like a preacher like in a pulpit, and like, so I'm wondering like if maybe that some of y'all are like children of preachers. Oh, that one, look at that. Of course the Empress is here. Of course the Empress is here. Let's get one more card for a message from the menfolk in your family. This one. All right. So we have the Two of Pentacles, the Empress, and the Four of Swords. And so it just feels like because you have the Two of Pentacles here, like this is speaking to you all having, honestly, it feels like more than you can manage because you have so much in your hands, because you have all of these blessings. It feels like you have a little more than you can manage. And so it I feel as though they are speaking to you. The message to you is um, there needs to be better money management for this group. And also, it feels like there needs to be some preparation. There's the Four of Swords that speaks about taking some time to rest, be rejuvenated, and be restored. And also, like, I think of any time we are in a state of rest, we are being rehabilitated. And that gives us time for things to be healed and to be addressed. It feels like with the Two of Pentacles speaking, showing someone who is, has more than they handle, like more than they can handle, or they're weighing out these options, right? It feels like before you make a move, if you are someone who is actually like receiving an abundance of opportunities, and a lot of people are, and what I'm getting is, and it's probably because the Empress is here, if you have many suitors, people who want to date you, people who that you are in love with, or who are in love with you, kind of like infatuated with you because you have this attractive energy. Like, it feels like you need to be meditative and to actually consider your options before you make a move. And it feels like that is what your menfolk are saying for you is, as long as you remain in this state of like being sober minded and not overworking, overthinking, overdoing, then you will have the mental capacity and you will have enough energy to hold all of what is coming toward you. I now want to ask what it is, what you can call on your spirits for specifically. Like, I'm curious about what, when you pray to them, this is one. And then what's the other? What, we got the Ace of Wands here. And what else? When you are praying, when you're calling out, what do your menfolk in chapter 4, what do they want you to call them for? You have the Ace of Wands and the Nine of Swords. Yeah. It feels like for some of you, you may not even be aware of like the goodness that's coming to you. It feels like there's like an anxiety around it. Almost as if like, is this going to last forever? When is my good luck going to run out? And they're saying it's not, because you got the juice. And so they're saying that when you have anxiety and fear around like money or opportunities, also what's coming up is worthiness. You feeling like you are unworthy. They're saying call on us so we can remind you of what you're worth, and know that what's coming to you has been paid for. Your ancestors are saying that there are things that they have done to ensure that you, their descendant, is lined up for certain blessings. And also there's work that you have done. So there needs not be any fear of your things being taken from you. If your anxiety is around managing and how you're going to handle all of what is coming to you, they're saying this is the time for you to call on us so we can remind you how to enter into your rest, so that you don't feel like you have to work for your blessings, but know that your blessings are coming because you're worthy. And then you have the Ace of Wands, which is speaking about energy, which is speaking about, again, like that inspired action, that creativity, which is what we see here in the Empress and with this fertility doll. And so they're saying that when you have good ideas, or when you feel like you need good ideas, I just need the strength. I need to figure out how to make this work. How do I make this pop? Where is the spark? They're saying call us because you come from creative innovators is what I'm sensing. And so your creative innovator ancestors, the menfolk who were dreamers and doers, they're saying we can light you up. We can give you some of that fire that you need, because you have almost every element here. You have air, you have earth, you have fire, and you have earth here with the pentacles and empress, and then you have fire. So the only thing that's missing here will be the cups. And so I always say that informs us of something. So I want you to rather than, if you find yourself engaging in any of this Nine of Swords energy, which is like that anxiety, that staying up all night, that trying to figure out a situation, how can you invite your dreams to come back into view? How can you lean on your intuition? Because that's what's missing, the cups, the water. So how can you lean on that intuition? How can you call in the menfolk from your lineage to assist you with that? All right, so I want to look at, what do these creative innovators who are not only creative innovators, but like I said, I also sense that you have like maybe some pastors, some clergy, some type of religious leaders, maybe priests. What do they have to say? What do they want for your life? What do they want from your life? This one. Forgiveness. Oh, an environment. Wow. Okay, so the menfolk in this group, they're asking you for your forgiveness. They want you to forgive them for anything that may have happened in your family, in your life, maybe to you or other people in your family. They want you to forgive them if you have it in you, because I want you to know this too. You have agency. You have choice. But it seems like they are asking for your forgiveness. And it feels like they are also wanting from you a change of environment, because when I think about the Empress and the Empress being in this lush, it's interesting because I said that I see you in this lush green, and then the Empress showed up exactly in this lush green environment. That matters. They're saying that you need to be in a place where you flourish. You need to be in a place where dreams are possible. You need to be in a place where there's life. And so if you are used to being in a place where things are dry, where things lack water, like this spread was lacking water, they want you to find the life. First, find the life in you, because you are worthy. And because there is so much bubbling up in you, especially when we're talking about fertility and birth. There's life in the water. And so where are the places where you can locate coolness, sweetness, calm, and serenity? Water is necessary to create full balance, even in this spread. And balance is something that they are saying that may be a struggle for you. Even with all of this good luck and blessings, it feels like some of you feel like, well, when is this going to run out? But the waters, the ancestral waters that flow, it doesn't run out. Sometimes you just have to change your environment so that you can get to a place where that water continues to flow. Unending flow. That's beautiful. And now I want to ask, finally, what is the prayer for these ancestors who insist upon you knowing how much luck and beauty and blessings you have in your life? What prayer are they praying for you on the other side? What is their prayer for you? My chapter 4s. This one is calling to me. Wow. Boundaries. Boundaries. They said that they are praying that you know that you are entitled to saying no. And that is important because you are bountiful, you are abundant, you have all of this goodness, this goodness and all of this beauty around you. And again, it's that attractive energy. And so that means that you attract all kinds of people, all types of opportunities. And so they're wanting you to honor your capacity to know which opportunities are yours and which ones aren't. Because just because it comes to you does not mean that you need to hold it and retain it. So their prayer is that, and this is part of why things are heavy to hold, because sometimes you may have the tendency to take everything because you feel like there's something about scarcity. I got to take it all, I got to take it all, I got to take it all because I don't know when it's going to run out. So I got to just hoard. And your ancestors are saying, no, actually you free yourself when you release. So the boundaries prayer says, change me, divine beloved, into one who easily sets boundaries wherever needed. May I feel entitled to say no to any situation that feels bad or wrong. Fill me with divine confidence. Speak through me. And so their main prayer for you, my dear chapter 4s, is that you have boundaries. That you know that you do not have to cling on to every single opportunity or person or relationship or situation or job or whatever it is, because especially out of fear that this is the last good thing that's going to happen to you. Can't even pick it off the table. Out of fear that it's the last good thing that's going to happen to you. But I want you to also know that this forgiveness, while they're saying, yes, they want you to forgive them for any place, anywhere where there may have been harm, anywhere where there may have been any type of ill treatment, or maybe even what I'm feeling is where you may have felt neglected by the menfolk in your lineage. They're also saying this forgiveness is first for you. Where are the places where you need to forgive yourself for maybe not having the best boundaries yet? But I want you to know, and they want you to know, they're praying for you, that you will feel good enough about yourself, that you will see yourself rightly, that you will see that you are blessed in the city and in the field. And when you are feeling that way, knowing that about yourself, that truth, then you will feel the freedom to say yes to certain things, and when you can freely say no to certain things. And you know that because you are hooked up to the source, that goodness, that the blessings that flow will never run out. And they want you to know that. All right, my chapter 4s. I hope that was helpful. I want to give love, light, and progress to all of your spirits, your ancestors, the menfolk who came through to speak mightily to you. I hope this was helpful. If it was, I hope that you will smash the like button so that others will find this message too. All right, my loves. We'll see you next time.